New Orleans is the type of place that, look, we'll pay a luxury tax if you're telling us we're in the mix for a championship. Now, again, they'll go back and say C.J. McCollum missed a bunch of time. Larry Nance Jr. is one of their best bigs off the bench, has missed a bunch of time. So they haven't quite put it all together, but this whole thing was predicated on Zion and seeing the light. Now, after a crazy summer of all types of craziness, he's gonna take this thing seriously. He had his wake up moment. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, I don't know if he woke up yet. I think he's kind of, some recidivism is happening there vis-a-vis diet and conditioning. And this was before that report came out. This is before Stephen A. Smith went on his soliloquy where he said he could see his gut at the free throw line, which, man.
that is wild. We just don't like fat people. Like, can we just, like...
What's that?
We just don't like fat people.
No, I don't. That has nothing to do with it. Fat people, love all people.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying we as a
society. Yes, as a society. Yes. Fat athlete. That's the one we have a problem with. You work out for a living. You have people either in your employ or employed by the team telling you, don't eat this, eat that, don't eat. You know what? I'll make it for you. Here, eat it. It's not even like, hey, stay away from it. It's like, I'm taking a guesswork out. I'm making you your meals. At some point, because this isn't college or high school, there's no curfews, there's no lights out. These are grown men. You do whatever the hell you want. Like the real world. Yeah, I can do whatever the hell I want, but then there are consequences. There are consequences to my actions. And for him, I don't know if he's understanding the consequences. Vinny, when I watch him play, he doesn't have the same explosion he had 2 or 3 years ago.
No.
This isn't a 30-year-old we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Right? This is a guy who's, he was 19 when he came out in 2019. So he's, 24, 23 now?
Yep, 24.
You can't have started to lose your pop before your prime. 24?
Yeah.
And again, all of these things are related. And when you live a life of denial, man, that ain't nothing to do with that. It was because of this. It was because
he's 23. My bad. He's 23. 23. But your point. Even younger.
Right. Even younger, right? You live a life of denial, and then you have people around you who are clearly enabling it. And in some ways, I'm like, we're doing you a favor, bro, by shaming you. We're doing you a favor by shaming you. Because imagine if that didn't exist. Imagine if the public being a pariah for being fat didn't exist for him. He'd go to town. And the only reason why we go so hard on him, I'm convinced of this, is because we all know that fucker's good, man. He's a great player. He is Hall of Fame caliber if he can stay healthy and not continue to deteriorate. He's a great player. Don't throw it away for soda and fried food and like just the dumbest. Almost like rather you have a drug problem than this.
Don't say
like,
that.
Come on.
You can't get rid. Like a drug problem is much harder to get rid of.
Sure, but then I could understand it. It's like, oh damn, yeah, man. Like it's messed up in the lifestyle and these things get available to you, and then it's hard to shake after. I can understand that. You telling me you go to a restaurant, you can't just water? I'm drinking water tonight, guys. That right. Imagine that, Vinny. Imagine being in agony over like, only water. Just you can put a little lemon in it. It's got no flavor. Like imagine the thing that you drink to quench your thirst has to have flavor to it. Has to have some tang, some sugar to it. It's unnecessary, man. It's the silliest way to blow a golden opportunity.
Yeah, and I think if you get to the point where Shaq and Barkley are coming at you on national TV, on the league's marquee broadcast, where they know it's their job to promote everything about basketball, and they turn it into a PSA about you and your lifestyle because they feel like you're throwing your career away. To get Shaq and Chuck on the same page, considering the fact that those are the two players who know what it's like to struggle with weight and know what it's like to get themselves right.
That's why.
That says a lot.
That's why. It's different when it's me, when it's Stephen A. Smith, when it's you. We're not athletes. Right. But more importantly, we're not people who like legit, like every little calorie I take might explode on me in a way that some other people burn. Like Shaq and Chuck are two guys who had the weight issues, who were elite Hall of Fame, best ever players. So they're talking from a place of experience. You don't want to listen to me? You don't like my jokes? That's fine, man. But them two you got to listen to because they know, they know what this looks like. They know the temptations. They know what's around, what's swirling around them. And like that to me should be the most credible sources of criticism to him. You don't have to listen to any of us. You can tune the internet out. You can tune out all the podcasts or the talking heads. You can't tune them out because they know where you've been. And they've been to the places that you want to be. You want to be an MVP. You want to be a champion. You want to be a Hall of Famer. You want to be a top 100 when they have that list. Like, they're going to be on all of those, right? You've got to figure out how to avoid some of the pitfalls that they didn't, but also avoid the pitfalls that they did avoid. Because if you remember, look at 93 Chuck. He didn't look fat. Look at 2000 Shaq. He didn't look fat.
No.
Right? Like they had their moments when it was like, no, I'm doing this and you're going to witness what it looks like when I'm on top of my diet. And we're waiting to see that for Zion.